I'm your co-ghost Anthony,
And I'm your co-ghost Kaylee.
and this is Two Ghosts Review, Daryl Dixon, Season 2, The Book of Carol. Alright, welcome back to Two Ghosts Review. So we're going to be reviewing the mouthful season of Daryl Dixon.
Mouthful?
Mouthful. It's a mouthful title. Daryl Dixon, Season 2, The Book of Carol.
No, it's just enough. They could even make it longer.
It's unnecessary. They did not need to put The Book of Carol
I want
on
the
there.
next season to be Daryl Dixon Season 3, The Book of Carol. We're in Spain.
We're in Spain now, is in the title.
Mm.
All right, let's jump on in because we got a lot to cover. Luckily, the two shows that we have covered, which should be Umbrella Academy and now this, have only been 6 episodes. So that's kind of nice.
Mm.
But at some point we're gonna get to some longer ones, and we're gonna have to run through them pretty quick.
Oh, we can probably just split them.
We might split them. Yeah, we could do 2 parts or something like that. But let's jump on in here to the first episode of Daryl Dixon Season 2.
The Book of Carol.
The Book of Carol. Exciting.
Why is it called The Book of Carol?
I don't know. I don't like it when they do it. Like, the only thing that has the book of in the title that I thought was like actually like a good title was The Book of Eli, the movie. But because that actually had to do with like,
Yeah.
you know, but like The Book of Boba Fett, that was dumb.
I don't get that.
The Book of Carol, that's kind of dumb too. Like it doesn't make sense. But Walking Dead was having some trouble with titling things. Yeah, so especially when the first title for Dead City was Isle of the Dead, which sounded awesome.
I like that better.
And then they changed it to Dead City. Yeah, so
downgrade.
Yeah, I've gotten used to Dead City, the title, a little bit, but Isle of the Dead is still better. But anyway, episode 1. So we pick up, well, it's like 2 weeks after the end of the first season, and Daryl is teaching Laurent to play baseball.
Daryl is teaching Laurent to play American baseball.
And I thought it was funny, I watched the panel for NYCC, and the actor that plays Laurent said that he was just like naturally good at it. Like the first pitch.
Had he never played baseball before?
No, he'd never played baseball before. I think he said something maybe like about cricket or something.
Yeah.
But like not a baseball bat. But they didn't have a baseball bat. They had like a... What did they have? They had like...
It's just a piece of trash.
Yeah. But he said the first pitch that Norman Reedus threw to him, he like hit it way off. Like first one, like...
Laurent's not that kind of kid.
Yeah, so they had to do it again.
Be bad at it. Laurent's not good at that.
But yeah, so this season comes in like right after the first season, so timing wise, that's how it goes.
At this point, I'm so mad that Daryl didn't just get on the boat.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, Carol's on her way, I guess, but yeah,
Imagine if Carol flew all the way there just to find out.
Just to miss him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess it was good that he didn't. get on the boat.
How convenient.
Yeah. But yeah, in this first episode, we see a lot of Daryl like training Laurent, like how to, like how to survive, but also to play baseball.
How to aim. Yeah, how to aim
How
to
to
kill
aim for
something, basically. Yeah.
how to hit something.
But casually, it's
Yeah.
just, we're playing baseball, you're aiming.
Yeah. But Lo Sang, who is the somewhat leader, I guess, of
So that pastor guy?
yeah,
I never did get his name. I just was like,
yeah,
that guy.
that guy, Lo Sang.
No,
is his
not
name.
that guy. That guy.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
He is at this point kind of like trying to discourage Daryl from training Laurent.
Yeah.
But we don't at this point we don't know kind of why. It's just
They just don't want Laurent to know all those things. He doesn't need to know that. He's the prophecy child. He doesn't need to know violence. He needs to know Shakespeare.
Right, yes. Shakespeare. All the
Stuff
important
like
things, right? But so yeah, we get a little bit of that. There's a discussion of going to help more of their people, which we get to later. That some of them have been captured.
That random like boyfriend of the nun who's not a boyfriend. I was getting confused about that.
Yes, her name is Sylvie, the nun, but yeah, I they were pretty much together, but I mean,
you can't be though.
Well, she was kind of going her own way.
Yeah.
She wasn't like fully,
These are some bad nuns that they have in The Walking Dead.
Well, they're all a bit twisted. If you're talking about like
twisted nuns.
religious beliefs and everything, it is not like on par with.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean like the place. I can't remember what their names were. I mean, what they called themselves, but like, it's the Union of Hope, I think is what it is. But that whole group, they're bringing in like multiple different beliefs, so it's like an mixed of everything, which it's like it's super loose. It's like
that's not how religion works.
So
but okay,
they're not. Yeah, it's kind of a mess, but we get the interesting stuff here, which is Carol. At this point, to me, in the beginning, the interesting stuff is with Carol.
The whole time.
I mean, yeah, she does have most of the interest if I think about it. But
mostly at the beginning, though, you're just so excited to see her, like someone's relief.
Yes, it was so cool to see her at the end of the first season, and now we pick up there. So she's in America still at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So she's kind of tracking Daryl down. She finds the guy with his bike, and she goes. So she gets the information to go to that little outpost or whatever it is that Daryl was at.
They're all working on stuff though, like a mechanic outpost or something.
Something like that. So she makes it over there and uses her Carol charm to enter the situation.
Yeah.
Then gets the upper hand and gets the crossbow.
Upper hand.
Yeah. She gets Daryl's crossbow back, and I did have one complaint, was that her reload speed on the crossbow was insane. Like she way too fast. There's no way that she was doing that, but
you doubting Carol?
Is it that? Yeah.
Wow.
I don't even think Daryl could do it that fast, but I mean, so yeah, she gets this crossbow, and then gets information that he was sent to France. So, um, she's, I guess, kind of figuring out how to get there, but
Oh, she's going.
you know,
she's sure she's gonna go somehow.
She went to where the boat supposedly left from,
Mm-hmm.
and there was like nothing there, so she was kind of wandering, I assume, if I remember correctly. Like she wasn't really looking for a way to get there at that point. She was driving around, throwing tapes out the car, listening to stuff and throwing tapes out the car.
Did she find that tape that she's listening to? Was that guy that she ended up going with? Or was it just like a connection, like a symbolism? The breathing exercise?
I thought it was just a connection, like a coincidence deal. But maybe it was, I don't know. I didn't really pay attention to the voice on like if it was.
I thought it
Ash's
just sounded
voice
like
or
it
not.
sounded like exactly the same, and she like looked over, like opened her eyes and looked over. I don't know. Maybe I misunderstood the situation. He was just casually doing the exact thing off the tape. But I kind of thought he was the same voice, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's I don't know. Maybe it is. I'd have to rewatch it to have a better opinion on that. But so then Carol sees Ash flying around in this plane and kind of makes her way over to where it's landing. But to get in, she like fakes being trapped in a trap. Yeah, she's Carol.
Carol abilities.
Oh no, I'm trapped.
Oh, please help me. I'm alone. It's just me. I'm just a harmless woman.
Yeah.
I'm a little old.
She gets him to let her stay there for the night, and she was gonna
like hurt, kind of.
I don't know. She was really faking being hurt. I think she was just like kind of like faking being trapped in this cage thing that he had, that like this trap, but like she slid herself into it, so like she's not trapped. But what she got him, like he was gonna help her find parts for her car, or something.
That's what it was.
Yeah. So she gets to sleep in the barn, which is where we get our first of way too many flashbacks of Sophia.
Way too many flashbacks.
I liked the first like 2, but after that it was unnecessary.
It was like multiple an episode. Like
yeah, it was for way too much.
Someone who never thought, like, you've never had a flashback, really, not like maybe twice, but like, so don't act like it was that hard for her all these years. She had that one episode where she's like hallucinating all the kids in The Walking Dead. But
all her children.
Yeah, like it's not like she was always sad about Sophia. Like she just shut it down and they didn't make it part of her character anymore.
Well, I do get like a little bit, like they kind of touch on it in the season. Is like, I felt like she was like kind of like distracting herself with all these other kids that like now this is resurfacing because like she put it off to the side for so long that it's coming back. But it's kind of the same story with Carol. Like it's the same cycle.
Yeah,
you know?
This is what I fear, like they're doing a better job with Carol than like Maggie.
Right, yeah.
It's all she is now is she hates Negan. She has no other character development other than her quarrel with Negan. With Carol, she's got so much more to offer. Don't reduce her and make her main arc just, I kill all the children I'm around.
I do agree that they are doing better with Carol though than Maggie.
They do just keep coming back to it. But it's not bad enough for me to have like a major complaint. It's just like I worry a little bit every once in a while.
Yeah.
Like, she is so much cooler than that. Like the episode, you always know what I'm talking about. where she is watching Judith, and she's making her acorn cookies, and then she goes out, and was it the wolves that are loose?
Yeah, JSS.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is Carol to me.
That's such a good episode.
Carol is like, don't smoke cigarettes. They're dangerous for you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go make my acorn cookies to drop off to everyone to sweet them into liking me. And I'm just sweet old Carol watching this kid. But then she goes out and takes care of
That is the
business.
perfect example of what Carol is.
Didn't she just walk straight out of the house and like take a shawl or something off a dead body and put a W on her forehead and like blood or something? Like
she's like, okay, I'm going wolf mode.
Okay, I'm blending in. Yeah. And then she's like, oh, gotta take the cookies out of the oven. Ding. Yeah.
Oh no, it was a casserole.
Okay.
She started a casserole and the timer, and then by the end of the episode, it was done. It went ding.
Yeah, I like that Carol, not like Carol trapped in whatever when she was smoking the cigarette and she had the rosary, like that.
Same season too.
Yeah.
But
that Carol, like,
which she was struggling with being that person that was able to like.
Yeah, well, it's cool, Carol. So
it is cool. It is cool.
Yeah, but Carol being a wussy, not here for it.
Well, yeah, so she's dealing with these Sophia flashbacks now, or at least in this first episode, she's starting to deal with it. One thing I did like was that the flashbacks and basically everything that was in America was filmed in France, and
they made it look American.
It looked really good. Yeah, it looked like I didn't think that that it was filmed in France. It looked like it was filmed in like Georgia or wherever they did it until I saw the barn doors. I thought once I saw the barn doors, I think I told you this when we were watching it, but when I saw the barn doors, the like handles and like the hinges and everything, they looked too elegant. And I was like, that looks more like it's from France, or like that they filmed that in France, like the barn. And
well, here's the thing. I mean, yeah, you've watched the show for over a decade, but and you're like, yeah, I think it looks like Georgia. But we were just watching another show, and they were supposed to be in our area. And it didn't look like our area to us. We know our area. It was supposed to be around here. It didn't look like our area. And we talked about it. It was enough that we were like, that's not here. Well, so I wonder how much like Georgia they actually pulled it off.
In that, you were saying, in that show that we were watching, you were saying like the trees, right?
Yeah, I mean, that was the main part of the shot. Yeah, it wasn't like it was a city or anything.
In this, at the end of, I think it's the end of this episode, I don't know. Somewhere in here, when they actually take off, and there's all the walkers coming out
from the
forests and the fog and everything, the trees, I was like, that is such a cool shot. I don't know why. I think I know why now, but I didn't know why. I was like, it looks so different, but it looks so cool. Like,
because it wasn't here, like foreign trees.
I think the trees were just different. Like, they didn't have lower branches or anything. They're like higher up. It was more like trunk.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It just looked like a cool shot, but I was like, I think we've seen shots like this before. It's just it looked different. But
I didn't get when we were watching it. You said it was like evening when they took off, or like it was just dark because it was storming.
Oh, yeah. When they get over the clouds.
It seemed like the middle of the night to me. The way it looked, like it didn't look like, it was just a storm. It looked like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night.
They probably could have done it better, but
that didn't translate to
the sun was like just going down when they got over the clouds, so it would have been kind of dark, like pretty dark, but
that just didn't translate.
They could have done it better. So the next morning, from when, like, the first night that she stays with Ash. Ash takes off in his plane and the generator fails, which allows walkers to come in,
Yeah.
which I think is stupid because it's your generator fails. Like, this didn't happen before. Like, it's been like 12 years or something.
And yeah, that's
And
the other thing.
every
He's just
time-
been by himself for 12 years casually.
Yeah.
No one's come across him.
Well, yeah, that too. But like for 12 years, this generator, it just doesn't fail, or it fails, and every time it fails twice in this episode, or while they're together.
Hey, 12 years is that's when the warranty expired at 10 years, and now it's got a break.
Well, I think it just fails or runs out of gas the first time, but the second time it gets struck by lightning.
Okay, well, it has an excuse
So,
the second time.
Yeah. But both times, it just opens a door. Like, the walkers don't push it open. It's like a gate door. Like, it just, it goes, deet, deet, and like, it's like just swings open.
You would think
slightly.
it would be stuck shut.
Exactly, yeah. So, it's like,
that seems like just an oversight from
yeah, like,
crew or something.
they could have, like, made it
It's not like we haven't seen walkers
better.
literally
I
like
don't know how they would
kill themselves smashing through a barely open gate before.
Right, yeah. Like, I don't know. They could have done that better. But yeah, this time, so they get in, and this forces Carol into the greenhouse. Yeah.
Which she was gonna go into anyway, so
Yeah. And no, she's super nosy though. She's gonna figure out everything.
Well, you have to be, or else you could get, killed and eaten, or, all these other crazy things.
She has been through
a
lot. Yeah.
I don't blame her, but also, like, she was gonna go in there anyway. Like, don't act like she needed that.
It just forces her in. Yeah. Well, no, she went in by herself.
Yeah.
And then they came in.
And then it was the cover, like, oh, they broke in.
Yeah, it was, her excuse.
She was already getting into stuff.
But, yeah, that's where she finds out that Ash's son died.
And she went, check. I know how to manipulate you into flying me.
Yep. It's all the information I need.
Got it.
I'm Carol.
Shrine for a child. I can manipulate you. With shared experience. I'm going to pretend like Sophia is still out there, which is insane.
But, yeah. So, all these walkers come into the greenhouse, and she does what she used, like a trowel or something to kill them.
She like climbs the racks with
Yeah.
wheels on them and
With
shoves
wheels.
them together and do like a triangle, and that just didn't seem smart.
You might be able to hold them together if you're doing two at like a corner.
She did 3 and they're all pushing in. It just reminded me of like what is that? The very first season when they're in the flooded church basement? Or where were they?
That's season like 5, I think.
Oh. Okay.
In the food pantry?
Edit that part out. That's embarrassing. Yeah,
I think
Gabriel.
Yeah, Gabriel.
Yeah, because Gabriel's like, it was some people I knew. I got freaked out. Like, it just seems dumb. Why would you climb on stuff in that? Like.
I mean, she was kind of. I don't know how else she would have climbed out. Like, but.
Yeah. I don't know.
But she manages it.
We're never gonna get through this if we keep focusing on little things like that.
Yeah, I don't know. This might turn into 2-part. I don't know. We'll see how far we get here. Ash gets back, and isn't she like up on the roof of the thing when he gets back? Is that right?
I think so. Wherever she was, no matter what was going on, she 1,000,000% could have just played it as, oh my gosh, the generator broke. You're coming after me. I broke in here. They smashed in after me. Like, she didn't have to say, I broke in. I was being nosy. Because I feel like she fessed up. It was a glass-walled greenhouse. Yeah, he was like, I can't believe you would come in here. Blah.
Yeah.
Like she
I don't
did
know.
100%.
I thought well, maybe she did. I don't know. But either way, I felt like he was mad either way. Like,
Yeah, but
it
like
didn't matter if it was an accident or not. Like, he gets very mad
yeah, he does.
pretty easily. Um, but he cools off, but um, yeah, he cools off, and they have dinner, and we get another flashback, but it's from the like it's actual footage from the original show, Cherokee Rose, because he brings a
Yeah.
Cherokee Rose in,
And she's like,
and then she uses Sophia here to convince him to take her to France. So she's saying that she wants to go there to find her daughter, who is actually dead,
been
but
dead for a while now.
long while.
Which is crazy when you consider like Sophia was never supposed to die, right?
Um.
Didn't you say there's like some weird love triangle in the comments?
Oh yeah. Man,
Comics, I mean.
the
I think I
comics.
said comments.
The comics, yeah. I forgot about that because it's the comics. um, yeah, she does live much longer. I haven't gotten to the very end of the comic. I mean, I know how the comics end, but I can't remember if Sophia is. I think Sophia. I'm gonna be upset if I'm wrong here, but the Sophia and Carl, I think they end up getting together and at the end and have a daughter, and they name her Andrea.
Weird.
But yeah. Yeah, that's then they have their the takeoff by the end of the episode, and that's where we get like the weird walkers in the tree, or the cool shot that I liked.
Funny. You just called it weird.
Yeah, I know. The cool shot. And they had a little Indiana Jones deal there
What?
too. They had a walker get
Oh, yeah.
in the propellers, but yeah, and so they get over the clouds, and that's where you're talking about the sun.
Yeah, that
It's
just
like,
really threw me off.
the sun was like just going down, but it was like really dark on the ground. So meanwhile, in France, Daryl goes to talk to Losang. He wants to help go save these people, which is the boyfriend of Sylvie, which I don't remember his name. What?
It wasn't very important.
It was Emile. Emile was his name. And Fallow are part of that group that needs to be saved.
Who's Fallow again?
The black guy with the white.
Oh, I like him.
Yeah, I like him
The one
too.
that where I don't remember where he said he was from, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but yeah, I like him. He's a good dude. But yeah, he goes to talk to him, and Losang is doing Aikido. Which is like,
Morgan?
okay. Yeah, I was like, we're gonna get Morgan.
What was that guy's name that taught Morgan?
Eastman.
Eastman went all the way to France?
He did.
Eastman took his goat to France.
He took Tabitha.
Tabitha! Is that why he wanted to make goat cheese?
Full circle.
Wow.
That's
I'm
how it
smart.
goes. Yeah, and so Daryl gets to go to help save these guys. And then this is the first we see of I have her name somewhere here later on, but
Oh, that girl that was like crazy?
yeah, like she felt like the real villain, because like she was like pushing Losang more and more throughout the season, but she's like like I forgot her name, but she's with Losang like all the time and like pushing like the ceremony and all that stuff. And we get like a hint of what's to come with her and that here, like her pushing that ceremony. But Daryl and is it just Daryl? I think it was. Daryl goes to save Emil and Fallow and almost kills Jeanette right off the bat. Almost. But there was like some explosion or something and she got away. So and that is like about the end of the first episode. So we get into the second episode here, and we get a little bit of Losang like talking to this lady, discussing the ceremony, and not liking that Laurent is, with training with Daryl and all that. And then we go back to Carol, the more interesting stuff. And Carol and Ash's stop in Greenland.
That whole thing was unnecessary.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of liked it because it brought a little more realism to it. I mean, like, it's pretty out there that plane would make it to France anyway, even with a stop, but it made it a little bit more believable, I think, to have the plane land in Greenland. But yeah, so they land in Greenland, and
The psycho ladies
yeah,
who single-handedly want to repopulate Greenland
I guess. I mean,
with Ash.
yeah, they just want Ash.
Yeah.
But there were some cool walkers like in the grass or whatever that come up.
My number one complaint: they never break down enough.
Mm-hmm.
They're just
They don't.
submerged in the ground and then they get up.
Yeah. I would like, because for like The Walking Dead for a while, like it was like it progressed, like they're fresh at the beginning, and then like mostly they started decomposing and they got worse and worse, and then there's like almost skeletal like ones, like
Imagine you outlive walkers. You were there at the beginning.
yeah.
They break down to the point where they're not really a problem anymore. And then all you have to worry about is new people dying.
That'd be great. But it's like they take a longer time to decompose than like a normal corpse would.
Yeah, but it's been like a long time. And I think your conditions matter too. If you're laying submerged in the dirt, you're gonna decompose faster than like a frozen walker would, or like in the Georgia heat. In a swamp?
Wouldn't compared to being buried, would the air do more to you? Like oxygen? Or would it be better to be buried?
I feel like the more they move around, the better off a walker probably is.
Because like they're dead and they're decomposing, so it's not like
I think that being
building muscle or anything.
Being buried, and like I feel like that would make you fall apart more.
I guess. Well, I could get on board with like your bugs are gonna be eating you more.
Yeah,
like worms.
Other conditions are gonna be getting at you more than like you're just stumbling around in the heat in a city street.
Ugh.
It's nasty.
Gross. Yeah.
Either way, but like if we're saying they break down slower, it's gonna accelerate that a lot to be in the water. Like you see that.
They just like get bloated in the
Yeah.
water.
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway. So yeah, Carol and Ash they land in Greenland and they meet these two, Hannah and Ewan or Ian or whatever her name is. But Hannah tries her job is to kill Carol, and Ian is supposed to convince Ash to stay and make babies with her or something.
Yeah, I think she's supposed to try and get him to do it willingly first, but then if not,
yeah,
they're just gonna take turns being rapey.
I don't know. Like, I don't know, but Carol like kind of like turns Hannah.
Yeah, well, she didn't want to do it anyway.
Yeah, and then what is it? Hannah Hannah's the one that kills Ian, right? Yeah, which I felt like that was kind of like I didn't think she was gonna do that, but she did. And also, what I didn't get, maybe you saw it different or saw it the way it was supposed to be or like intended, but Ewan comes back and just like leaves Ash there, and Ash is just still working on the plane like when Carol comes back.
But wasn't he handcuffed to it or something?
See, maybe I didn't see that or something.
I thought he was handcuffed to it.
Okay, because that makes more sense.
That's why he couldn't come out and help Carol. He knew something was up. I believe.
Oh, he totally knew. Yeah,
he was handcuffed to the plane, and that's why he shot her with the flare gun. He couldn't move. He was handcuffed to the plane somehow, and waiting. Yeah.
Yeah, then that's what I missed because I was like, what? Why is he just not doing anything if he knows? But which. Him shooting Hannah with the flare gun, that was kind of sad to me.
But it needed to happen. Like, Carol knew it was going to happen.
I don't know. For that one, I didn't really feel like she knew about, like, that Ash was going to do that. I just, like...
Maybe she just, like, accepted it when it happened and was like, okay,
yeah, like, she
done.
just...
Moving on.
Too bad kind of thing. But, like, I felt like she... was actually gonna like have her like let her come like Hannah was like all talking about it and like excited about it.
Yeah, but Carol's like, led people on before.
She has. I just
look at the flowers.
Well, that was a little different.
No,
but
I'm saying that instead of like look at the rabbits. Like that's.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe she misled me. Maybe she tricked me as well.
Carol tricked you?
You're
no match.
She's tricky, you know. But so yeah, they get out of there without any other stragglers or stowaways or whatever.
Just some trauma.
Travelers. Yeah, just a little more trauma to add to the pile, you know. So they get up and out, get going, on their way to France. Meanwhile, back in France.
I feel like we need transition music when we go to France.
Now, Daryl. Daryl. Well, this is when Laurent goes missing.
Yeah.
He goes missing. And then one of the guards comes out with the information that some guys with tattoos took him. Right. So, which obviously then they're thinking of Jeanette's people, and Jeanette got Laurent. So Daryl, a bunch of them go, which was
he sent
like a lot of them.
He sent that was like,
but not everyone was supposed to go. Losang didn't want everyone going, but like Daryl went,
pulling everyone together.
Fallow went, yeah, Isabel went, like
yeah, he definitely, I noticed, didn't want Isabel to go.
yeah. So like yeah, like the whole crew went.
Well, they're all gonna go get killed in his eyes.
Yeah, in his eyes, yeah. So they go and track down the people that took Laurent, who is just people from the nest, guards that are Losang's little henchmen. But they tracked to like I was assuming it was like some kind of factory or something. It was some old building, something like that. But
something in France.
Something in France, whatever they do over there, like a cheese factory, something like that.
What?
Well, they like cheese, right?
Move on.
A baguette.
Move on.
A baguette factory. So they get in there and they all start turning. All these like people that are not the main ones that we're following, just these extra people turn on Daryl, Isabel, Fallow, and everybody, and Emil also turns on them. Which, who was it? It's Isabel, right? That does ends up killing him in the end there, which I don't know. I kind of thought that was a little surprising that she was the one who did that, but she did, and I don't know. I think the action was good there. It's fairly good throughout the season, but there's some good action stuff, especially later when they go to get Laurent, I think. But I liked it here. Fallow was pretty surprised.
What, when they came back?
No, that Emil turned.
Oh. Oh, yeah. Well, he was like tortured, kind of.
By Jeanette, right? Or what was I saying?
I don't know, but they were just like, they made sure they understood the prophecy he was supposed to fulfill. Like, that was more important.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wouldn't have been Jeanette.
Well, anyway, so they start heading back, but meanwhile, the only person out of the like main group that stayed, or the characters that we followed, is Sylvie, and she finds Laurent is just hidden away.
He's getting his snack, his bread and something.
Yeah, he's having a good time.
Milk and bread.
He's not fighting it at all.
No, he's like, I'm just studying over here now.
Yeah.
Can't leave.
Oh, yeah, and Isabel, I think it's Isabel. Well, when they're about to kill Emil, before that, they find out like that the ceremony, what they're gonna do is have Laurent get bitten, and he's like not supposed to turn or whatever.
Yeah.
Which
silly.
It's silly, but it did like make more sense as to why they thought that he's so special or whatever. But like, it's not gonna happen, you know. So Carol and Ash land in France at a horse track. Carol convinces Ash to stay with the plane, which she just doesn't want him to find out that she's not looking for her daughter.
She's not looking for Sophia at all.
Which I didn't really understand why she didn't like try to roll with the strategy like later on and saying like or saying like off the bat like Sophia went to France with my brother or something. Like set it up in a way.
That's what I would have done.
Yeah, just set it up in a way where it's like you can get out of the situation.
Add Daryl into it, yeah.
So yeah, I don't know why she didn't get super smart on that, but
She's not smart sometimes.
sometimes, yeah. So then Carol is on her own for a little bit, walking through Paris, which there's some cool shots of the city. I don't know what the location was, but they used it quite a few times. It had that like big like frame, some with all the steps. I don't know. I liked
Yeah.
it. I liked it. It looked cool, but
Different.
yeah, like I don't think I've ever seen that before, but um, yeah, that was kind of cool. And then she stumbles across Jeanette's soldiers.
She's stumbling along a lot of things.
Yeah, she is. Well, hey, it's 6 episodes. You gotta just stumble right onto things. Um, but yeah, she stumbles into the soldiers. I guess just distributing food.
To
Yeah.
get people, yeah. They lure people with food and then pick the strong people out
Mm-hmm.
and let people go so word spreads and they can get more.
Yeah. Yeah, they made it kind of like voluntary for like to go with them.
Volunteer, but then we also pick people out of the volunteers.
Yeah, because everyone volunteers. It's like the whole thing. But Carol doesn't volunteer. She just tries to like
tries to steal stuff.
Yeah, she just tries to steal stuff, but then gets thrown on their
forcible
truck.
Volunteer.
Yeah. And then we see Cordon again, where he's getting tortured because he got captured, I think, at the end of the last season. Just some little bits at the end, and then Daryl and Isabel kiss. Okay.
Stop trying to make it happen with Daryl.
I didn't mind it. I didn't mind that one. It's just a whiplash between that episode and like the events following after, but which we'll get to. But I don't know. Like I really like Daryl and Connie. That's what I really like.
Yeah.
Isabel is like a second. Like
Isabel
she's
is
okay.
Nothing. The other people are nothing.
She's all right, but I want him to be with Connie.
Yeah.
If he's gonna be with anybody.
Yeah.
So
he doesn't need to be with anyone. Number one.
Yeah, he doesn't really need to be with anybody. Yeah. But
the best partner for Daryl is no one. Second is Connie.
The best partner is Dog.
No, because that's wrong.
But the reason, I don't know. I thought they built her up well enough.
What, Isabel?
Like, I'm really just comparing to Leah.
Yeah.
Because that's the only other thing.
Why does Daryl always fall in love with people when he goes off on his own?
Because he falls in. Well, I mean, I can't say that because Isabel isn't on her own, but I was gonna say because the other person is on by themselves. But
no, Daryl goes off.
I know, but they're by themselves too, so they have something to bond over. But no, Leah. I didn't like Leah and Daryl, but
that was just to give you Dog.
Yeah. Man, but R.I.P. 7.
What?
Yeah.
The dog died?
I'm pretty sure it died.
What the heck is wrong with you?
I think so. Look that up.
No!
He died? 7 died?
Yeah.
Oh. What does it say?
June. In June of this year.
Of this year. Well, yeah, that's what I thought. So they'll have to recast Dog if Daryl ever gets back to the Commonwealth. But I don't know. I thought that that Isabel was just a little like their relationship was built up a little better. Um, I don't know. It was just better done. And then after the kiss too, I just felt like they were a better couple than Leah and him were. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, moving on from the kiss, move into episode 3 where we get Jeanette's backstory. Which at this point, once we started getting Jeanette's backstory, I was like, I'm pretty sure she's gonna die soon.
Yeah.
so, but so yeah, we basically just saw that she worked in a museum, the Pyramid Museum in France, whatever it's called.
The Pyramid Museum in
I
France.
think it's called the Louvre.
The Pyramid.
The Louvre. And her boyfriend got killed right in front of her eyes outside the
Louvre.
the Louvre, yeah. And yeah, super cool, wonderful. So we get that backstory, and then we get Carol in I don't even remember what the place is called, but it's Jeanette's compound or whatever it is. And she gets assigned to kitchen, and then this other guy that she's with for a little bit.
The guy that rats her out.
Yeah, that guy. He gets assigned to stables. But before they go to their things, I guess they had like I guess they were able to roam around a little bit. I don't remember how they were able to see this, but they're able to see them testing on walkers and like injecting them with the stuff that makes them go fast.
The crazy stuff.
The go fast juice.
Go fast juice.
Yes. And what the scientist is talking about basically using them as soldiers. Supposed to use walkers as soldiers, which we kind of see them do later anyway. But I just thought it was interesting, just the way that they looked at it. And that when they were first testing them, they weren't originally supposed to like get out. Like they're out there in the world, but like it wasn't supposed to be.
That's just a really bad job of trying to connect it to that thing.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, okay, so if I could go to Comic-Con and I somehow got to get far enough up in the line or whatever to ask a question at the panel, and Scott Gimple was there, I would ask him about the end credit scene for World Beyond, and if they feel that they have connected it already, or if they are planning to connect it.
Yeah.
Because it still doesn't make sense to me, because all of the ones that we see, as far as I can remember, all the fast walkers that we see, the runners or whatever, they are made. They're not like bitten and then made again or anything. I mean, they might, but they're not. Nobody gets killed by a gunshot like the end of the.
It's just annoying because in The Walking Dead, early seasons, they had walkers doing silly stuff because it was the early seasons.
Yeah.
But then they did that in World Beyond. And then immediately after, in The Walking Dead, they were like, oh look, these walkers are more sentient. after all these years of regular old stupid ones, now all of a sudden they know how to climb a ladder and they're acting like the ones from the first season as something that's supposed to tie into that World Beyond thing. Like, immediately after that, they started doing this. And now, in the show that's supposed to explain it, that's why Daryl went to France, was what we originally were told. Kind of. And we see nothing like that.
Mm-hmm.
No connection to Jenner, no connection to any kind of CDC, international disease, anything.
Yeah.
And they're just injecting walkers with stuff that makes them go crazy and then explode.
Yeah. Which, from what I understand, also, is that the burners are like naturally occurring. Which is
because we've never seen them before.
Which is weird.
So that I don't buy. That's just lazy to me to try and add that in. That's sloppy.
Well, it's too many different things that don't connect. Like,
what show was it? Was it Daryl? Was it the first season of Daryl, or was it Dead City where there was like the acid ones?
That's the burners.
Yeah.
The burners are like, as far, I thought I saw something that said that they're supposed to be like naturally occurring. The burners, but the runners are made. I don't know, but the burners might be made by Jeanette's people too. I don't know. Either way, it doesn't connect well to the end credit scene from World Beyond, because that person got shot, died, immediately turned into a fast walker. Wasn't injected with anything.
Yeah.
Just turned into a fast walker.
And we see what happens if you've been injected with it when you're alive. It's not like it waits until you die.
No. It's pretty brutal. But so there's that, and yes, if you're going Walking Dead as well, like the climbing ones, like the smart walkers, we still have no answers to that.
That's just so annoying because for so long you didn't see them. And you could have just passed it off like, oh yeah, the first season they were just figuring it out.
Well, it wasn't just the first season. It was into like the third, almost.
But once the show got huge, they started to make it make sense. You can't just have none. You can't go from a walker listening at the door and opening a door.
Yeah.
To, just roaming around, ripping your skin off on fences, not paying attention for a decade, and then all of a sudden they know how to climb ladders.
Yeah. And I really thought that the ones who live were gonna kind of touch on it a little bit more.
We don't have time for that.
But yeah, no, we're not gonna do that. I mean, they were doing research in World Beyond. The CRM was doing research on them. So that's why I thought
kill the CRM off immediately.
Maybe we have some answers, but yeah.
No answers.
So I don't know if or when we're ever going to get answers to that. But yeah, if I had a chance to ask something, in some way I'd use all that and ask a question like that. But moving on. So Sylvie then escapes because the Losang found her, finding out about Laurent, and she escapes and tries to. She's like running through the place, like screaming, and nobody's helping her. Like they're just like, what? Looking at her.
Why are you screaming?
But yeah, and then they chase her up, and like I guess she falls and dies. She got chased up onto the top of like some kind of bridge or something, or whatever it was. But yeah, she accidentally falls to her death.
And they were like, perfect, we'll use her.
Yeah, and Daryl and Fallow and Isabel start sneaking into the nest, and then Losang starts the process of the ceremony and gives Laurent something to drink, which I think it made him just kind of like
Just,
loopy or something.
yeah.
I don't know, but I thought there was gonna be more to it, but I don't know. It kind of just it didn't really do
Made him
much.
chill.
Yeah, yeah. I guess it just made him probably more accepting or something. Is what kind of like just relaxed, like not too worried about
Don't think
whatever.
about the walker that's gonna bite you.
Yeah, that's what it's for. So yeah, then Losang brings Walker Sylvie out, who just died, to be the one to bite Laurent.
And they're like, hurry, hurry, hurry before Daryl gets back.
Yeah, we gotta hurry. Brings him out, and then Daryl Robin Hood shoots her with the bow and arrow. I really thought like it showed him on the stairs after the arrow hit. I was like, he looks like Robin Hood. Like,
Probably felt like it.
yeah, he didn't have a crossbow. He had a bow and arrow, and it was like a castle. So it's like on the steps of a castle in a crowd or something. It, like, I don't know. It just looked like Robin Hood to me. But then Isabel and Fallow are supposed to take Laurent to some cave out in the forest to get him away.
This dang cave.
The what?
This dang cave.
The staying cave.
Dang.
Oh, dang cave.
This dang
cave.
Ding dang cave.
Yeah. It's an alright cave, I guess.
The cave with the Rubik's Cube.
Laurent in this dang Rubik's Cube that he leaves everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But Daryl. Yeah, I didn't really get this because so Isabel and Fallow are trying to get Laurent out. Isabel isn't able to escape, but Fallow and Laurent get out. But what I didn't get is why Daryl didn't really go with them.
Yeah,
It just felt like we need him to stay behind, so we're gonna write it like this. He's just gonna stay behind.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so he gets captured because he stayed behind. He should have just gone with them. But he gets captured. And then we jump back to Carol at this point. Oh, that was a beautiful transition. It's like wind chimes.
Yeah.
She's doing her kitchen duties.
I'm looking for an American.
Yeah.
Daryl Dixon. Daryl. American.
And Cordon is like
Dixon.
And which I like Cordon. I like his character, especially in the second season. Now that he's not trying to kill him, but he gives Carol information to where Daryl is, and this is where Carol does the right thing and actually uses the excuse or whatever that Daryl is her brother, which she should have used with Ash. But with Cordon, she's like, I'm his sister. So she gets the information, and then she tries to escape by getting horses.
Fail.
Big fail, because this guy turns on her, and all the soldiers capture her, and they take her to Jeanette. And then with Jeanette, Carol lies again. She just lies to everybody. But
she's Carol.
Yeah. And says that she wants to kill Daryl. She came here to kill Daryl. And so Jeanette's like, seemingly is like, okay, she's okay with Carol now, and like, I'll give you that chance. And
when you're dead.
But yeah, and then at the nest, Isabel gets captured and locked up with Daryl, and they have, you know, their little.
They talk about the fireflies.
Yeah, fireflies and how beautiful Ohio is.
Stop.
But yeah,
I'm
and
not
then
talking about Ohio.
Isabel's like, I love you.
I want to go back to Ohio.
Isabel has that Ohio riz.
Stop. I don't know what that is. We were just talking about Black Widow.
It's actually Daryl that has Ohio riz.
I don't know what that is.
Anyway, yeah, she's tells Daryl that she loves him, and I don't think Daryl say it back. But yeah, and then Lesang comes in and takes Isabel, and way off in the distance outside of the nest, Jeanette is forming her little army, and she's just got a bunch of her followers out there, and Carol is standing with Jeanette, but she gives Carol. We find out what her chance is to kill Daryl is. She gets pushed into the crowd, and they're about to inject all of them with the serum that makes them
kill all of them.
Fast walkers. Well, yeah, kill them all and then inject them. And so, yeah, Jeanette is meaning to have Carol kill Daryl via being a runner. And that's where we end episode 3. The halfway point of the season.
It's a good halfway point.
Yeah, it is good. I liked how they ended that episode. It was just a nice little twist. It's like, and you don't know, like, still, I mean, we'll get into it, but like, how Carol is gonna get out of that. Like, it's just, she's stuck in the crowd there, but we will get to that. But this episode, I think, is long enough, so this will be part 1, and we'll have a part 2 for you guys in the next 2 weeks here. Yeah. So we'll see you guys next time.